Hi, everybody. Welcome. Today, I just want to talk about my first impressions on Destiny 2. I did play a little bit of Forsaken when it was out, not a lot. I didn't play much. I turned it on, played a little bit of things, but it's been a long time. And outside of that, I haven't played any of the games. And I just want to share some of my thoughts on the game, how it felt for me as more of a new player, and just in general my thoughts for new players and people that play FPS and so on and so forth. To start off with, the type of games that I play, I love games like Halo. I play a lot of Valorant. I play Apex Legends. I play all kinds of those types of games. First-person shooters. I play World of Warcraft, so like that MMORPG kind of, not looter shooter, but just like a looting type game. And I did like arena in that, competitive arena, and then just like PvP, and then also the PvE like raiding stuff. All of that being said, this game feels really good. The one thing I think is cool about this game is it's beautiful. It's like a really nice feeling game. The controls feel great graphically. I love it. It's just like an all in all around good feel game that way. It reminds me of like Halo. It reminds me of like that type of universe. It's just like nice. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. Like mechanically awesome, graphically beautiful, but there's a few things like I really wanted to play PvP in this game, which is like called the Crucible, and then there's a mode that's like Gambit, which is like a PvE PvP-esque game mode. And honestly, it's like coming in new. It's like, man, I just got like the floor wiped with me on that game. Like I just couldn't do anything. It felt too hard. I mean, I would get kills and stuff, but it's just like, it just didn't feel good to play, which is a bummer. I really wish it wasn't like that. But nonetheless, I really came into this game thinking like the PvE would be fun, the PvP would be fun, like I would just have a great time. But I don't know if there's just like not balance. It doesn't feel balanced in Crucible, the PvP mode, and Gambit. I just feel like the people I play against are insane. Like it just doesn't make sense to face them. Like I don't know what their methods of matchmaking are, but it just felt awful. Obviously, the game feels great in the movement and the shooting, and stuff like that. But it's just like, it sucks when like the modes I want to play the most just don't feel good. Outside of matchmaking though, I guess when I've gotten a couple good games, it felt pretty good. There definitely was like, I don't know, like something about it felt really like loose too, where it was just like once all the supers came online, everyone was just like blowing up and stuff, and it just felt kind of whatever. Like it was so cool, like everyone is gonna die right now basically for the most part, and it just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel good. Like a game like, for instance, like Valorant or these competitive games that feel way more like strategic and balanced, they feel so much more gratifying to win in the game modes of the player versus player type of content. All that being said, I want to move into the next section I have on my list is the campaign and like strikes, basically. The campaign, to me, there's so much content that I've missed in the campaign that it's like the cinematics are super beautiful and the game is beautiful, but like I'm like so far off on the lore that I'm like completely uninterested. I don't care. I want to skip the cutscenes. I just want to get through it, and they like make you do the campaign to be able to do the raids and to get like your new super, like the new powerful, ability that you have. And I'm just not at all interested in doing it. Like it's just like almost like a drag, like, oh, I have to go do this stuff. And the missions are okay. It's just like a lot of like reminds me of like horde mode kind of stuff, or like defend this thing and there's a bunch of monsters that come. stuff like that. Maybe if I knew the story more and I was more invested in the characters, it might be more interesting. But for now, it's just kind of whatever. Um, the strikes, which is kind of like the PVE content, um, like just like it's like you have 3 people with you and you go do like a couple bosses in this whole mission. That's actually pretty fun. I really liked how that felt. It felt good. It felt fun. Um, like you're competing with your teammates to be able to like beat everybody, like all the creatures and bosses and stuff. And I enjoyed that. I was like, oh, cool. Like, that's a good feeling. That was probably my favorite part of the game so far were the strikes. And it just wasn't what I expected to be the most fun. The AI and stuff like that, not that they're like the smartest in the world, but they're fun to like fight and play against. The bosses are kind of fun to fight. Not that they have like crazy mechanics involved. It's just like a nice like it reminds me of World of Warcraft fighting bosses and like kind of having something a bit more challenging. So that's that. Obviously, there's a few other things I want to talk about, like the classes and stuff like that. I just want to touch on the classes. There's 3 different classes. There's Titans, Warlock, and Hunter. I started playing Hunter, and it was okay. Like, it was cool. The Hunters feel, it's like each class has its own unique abilities, which I think is really rad. But the only thing I can imagine these classes being fun for mainly is like just like the raids and the PvE stuff because of their abilities. The PvP stuff, I don't know, man. Just doesn't work for me. What else? Oh, bounties. So bounties are like the random like dailies for you can get like bounties for each different quest type. So like if you're doing a strike, you can get bounties for strikes. If you're doing Gambit or Crucible, which is like the PvP modes, you can get like bounties for that, like little quests, like for instance, like get 100 kills in Gambit, or like get 5 kills with the pistol in Gambit, or whatever. And to me, it just feels uninspired. I mean, I don't know. Like I get it gives incentive to do certain, to finish things in certain game modes and stuff like that, but they just feel so monotonous and boring. And like I go into town to pick these up at the central place, and I just like I spam click to grab as many of them as I can grab, just to grab them. And it's like, wow, cool. Like I literally had no cares about what I was getting or anything. It just didn't matter. And I don't know, like I wish it mattered a bit more. I wish like the things I was grabbing were like more enticing. So that's that. One really nice thing about the whole game is that so far, at least until like what they call soft cap, is like the gear that you get in the game, you literally can get upgraded gear from literally any type of mode you play in the game. Like it doesn't matter what you're doing and what you're playing, you get upgraded gear. And that's super cool. You can get it from doing Crucible, you're just doing like PvP stuff, and you can get whatever you want. Like it's not like you have to do something specific. Everything upgrades your gear until a certain point, and then you have to like get these like little engrams that are like loot boxes, basically just like randomized loot to be able to go from there. Or like raids and stuff would drop stuff too. But that being the case, it's like I guess it reminds me of like World of Warcraft in a way where you're just getting loot from whatever. Sometimes I wish there's a bit more, I don't know, a feeling of like tying things together in this game. It just feels like I literally could do whatever I want, anything. Like it doesn't really matter. I'm just like getting loot for like doing the random mission I'm doing, and that's it. And for me, it's kind of boring in that way. Like, I guess it's cool, but the incentive for, like, I don't know, doing certain things or, you know, certain types of missions is just not there then. So I wish there was a more focused content in the game, and maybe that comes later, because I haven't done the raids and stuff. All I've done is like strikes and some of the campaign slightly, and you know, the normal PvP stuff. So my first impressions of the game is kind of meh. Obviously the game feels good mechanically, and, you know, feels good in that way, but like the game modes I wish that were fun are not. The PvP is not that fun. Like, I mean, playing with friends is cool. It's kind of whatever. It's chill. But playing, you know, alone, I don't even have the motivation to play much of it. The PvE, I am excited to be able to do the raids and stuff. I want to get to a point to do like the raids and strikes and stuff, because that sounds fun to me. It sounds like that part of the game could be really enjoyable, but I don't know if the grind is going to be enjoyable to get there. We'll see. So that's like my impression so far is game's okay. Mechanically great, graphically amazing. A lot of the game modes are just not fun. So that's pretty much it. As like a new, for the most part, new player to the game, it's like the lore is all over the place. It's like the campaign doesn't really matter because I have so much to like catch up on, and then the only things that are enjoyable are like the boss stuff with friends, like PvE stuff. So I don't really recommend this game too much, like unless you're not paying any money, like you're just doing the free to play version and playing with your friends. I think it's great, but paying for it, it doesn't really feel that worth it to me. Yeah, it's just not fun enough for that, in my opinion. That's pretty much it. So to whoever has made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like the videos, and I guess if you want more content like this, like the video, feel free to subscribe. I'm gonna make more kind of reviewy-esque content and just more of my thoughts on games over time. So thank you for watching. Thank you for clicking in. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. So see you guys later. Peace.